A very good afternoon to all. On behalf of IIP Technical Team, I, Dr. Uttara Mohan, welcome you to this webinar on transformation of brick and mortar system to patient management system in rehab, taking online consultation to next level by resource person Dr. Nilesh Makwana. We are streaming live on IIP India YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this channel to get regular updates when we have our webinars. You can also know about our upcoming webinars by synchronizing the IIP Google Calendar into your Gmail account by these simple steps. I will put the link in the chat so you can use this link to sync the calendar. Today's webinar is being organized by IIP Women's Cell Mumbai District Team of Maharashtra. The moderators for today's session are Dr. Preeti Baikar and Dr. Deepika Makwana. I request the moderators to start the session.
Good afternoon, one and all. IPWC functions under the guidance of head Dr. Ruchi Vashne and the President Executive Dr. Sanjeev Jha sir. We have 5 zones in India with heads for each. Dr. Pooja Kamble is a West Zone head. The state team of IPWC Maharashtra includes State Coordinator Dr. Suvarna Gandhi ma'am, Joint Coordinator Dr. Snehal Patel, and Sub Coordinator Dr. Uttara Mohan, Dr. Priya Karande, and Dr. Nirali Sangvi. In Maharashtra, IPWC has conducted 40 low-caste activities like CME workshops, public awareness campaigns, health campaigns in regions in various districts since 2018. We have also organized 36 webinars on topics such as PNF for trunk, NDT, kinetic chain, activation techniques, fitness testing, SCI rehabilitation, PCOD, ICF, IG techniques. In first corporate IP conference held in 2019, Maharashtra State received awards for the best state IPWC. We are constantly working forward, expanding the scope of activities and the workshop for the benefits of our profession. We would appreciate your feedback on our website. Please submit your feedback on the link provided webinars at the end of the webinar. To know about our upcoming events, please follow IIP Women's Cell Facebook page and IIP Facebook page. Today's webinar on transforming brick and mortar system to the patient management system in rehabilitation, taking online consultation next year, is being conducted by IPWC Women's Cell Mumbai District. Team Dr. Preeti Baikar is the district coordinator, Dr. Deepika Makwana and Dr. Masuma Ladwa are the district coordinators. During the webinar, if you have any queries or questions to ask the resource person, you may post them in a chat section. Now, I would like to introduce our today's resource person, Dr. Nilesh Makwana. Dr. Nilesh Makwana has done master's degree in physiotherapy sciences and currently associated with Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital and the Research Center, Mumbai, as a senior consultant in sports medicine department. He has done the fellowship in cardiac rehabilitation from Medversary Online and Apollo Hospital and All India Football Federation in New Delhi. Also, he has done sports sciences, sports medicine course from BCCI and NCA at Bangalore. He has done his diploma in football medicines from FIFA. He has treated and trained more than 200 athletes, including football players, squash players, and the cricketers. He has published and presented many research articles in the national and the international journals as a subject matter expert for All India Institute of Certified Professionals. He has also published a book, Manual for Certification for Personal Training. He has a lead physiotherapist for football team for Indian League matches and Mumbai Siraze Kabaddi team for Indo National Premier Kabaddi League. Broadcasted on D-Post, D-Sports and MTV Live. And now I would request Dr. Nilesh to enlighten us with his rich knowledge and the guidance. Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Nilesh.
Yeah, thank you very much, Preeti. Highly appreciate your good words about me. So let's begin. I'll just share my screen now. Okay. Okay. So basically, the today's topic is more for the current scenario that we are facing. So transforming brick and mortar system to patient management system in rehab, taking online consult to next level. So basically, this webinar was, came in my mind because the many physios who are asking about, how to go about, online consult because the patients are not satisfied or patients are not, ready to do it. So this is a brief of what I do, and I have got a success because I have been doing this online consultation since last 3 years. That was on and off, but last I think 2 3 months has been more consistent, so that has given me a good confidence of how to go about the online consult. So let's see. So what is the brick and mortar system? So the term brick and mortar system refers to the traditional street side business that offers products and services to its clients face to face in an office or store that business owns or rents. So basically, it's a simple like a kind of a clinic based system where you have the shop rented or owned by you, and you are opening a clinic and you are doing your services there. You're treating patients over there, or you can also have flats purchased like 1 BHK, 2 BHK in Mumbai, and then you're doing the consults there, right? So now, what are the benefits of this brick and mortar system? So the location can speak for itself. So this is the one of the most the biggest benefit of the brick and mortar system. Like if a person, if a physio is having his own clinic somewhere in South Bombay, specifically we are talking about Bombay, in South Bombay, where like so what happens is the patient, the moment you say, okay, my clinic is at this location, he also has that mindset. Okay, definitely he's at a very nice location, I should definitely visit him. This is the first benefit. So the location speak for itself. The second thing is brick and mortar system takes care of the patient experience. So the moment patient walks in, the ambience and the location gives the patient positive feedback. So that also reflects in your treatment and also reflects on your patient experience, like in terms of after treatment, when you take the outcome, how you're feeling. He himself thinks like, oh, okay, fine, I'm very good. So this is what the patient experiences. The third one then I'm saying is legitimacy and longevity. So basically, once you have a brick and mortar system, the patient definitely thinks, okay, this guy is gonna be there, the therapist is gonna be there for a very long time, and definitely he's a trustworthy because he's having own place. So this is the mindset of the patients right now, right? But the only problem that I find in brand legitimacy and longevity, there are many studies which shows that the therapists who have opened their own clinics in Bombay, the first 5 years is very crucial. So the highest number of closure in terms of clinics is in first 5 years. So what are the cons of brick and mortar system? The first thing, the startup cost is very high, and the general operation cost, which actually increases your risk. So startup cost, basically you have to first either you purchase or take it in the rent. You also set up interior, that something in Bombay right now is around 1500 to 2000 rupees per square feet. So if you're having 500 to 1000 square feet place, you are spending something around 10 to 20 lakhs just in the interior. Then again, on a monthly basis, if you're on rental, then the rent also takes care of it, because you have to take care of the rent, you have to take care of the electricity. Then in terms of other staffing, for example, cleaning staff, you require receptionists, you require other physios to look after the clinic. So this is the operational cost that is on a daily basis. So this basically eventually increases your overhead budgets. So that is to match up with the overhead and the income, takes a very long time to generate. Permanency with the changing landscape, where the things are getting changing every day. Like currently now we are talking about new normal. the brick and mortar system basically gives you the permanent place. So you are basically, if you, even if you want to move, it takes a well thought planned uh, concept, and the location searching where you have to move next, because your current practice definitely hampers in the next place. So if you there are many cases that I have seen where the clinic is just shifted 2 to 3 buildings, but the patient turnout in the next clinic, the other clinic, is very less compared to what it was. So it also in in terms of changing place, where your permanency also impacts your uh, you know brick and mortar in brick and mortar system. The third one is inflexibility. Inflexibility, basically you have to be there present in your clinic, and there is no flexibility in timings. So you have to be rigid, where you have to go every day in the morning. And specifically those who have started their clinic first, they have they basically work for 12 to 14 hours a day to set up their own practice, and that setup takes 3 years 3 years to get a very good level of your clinic. So that is the inflexibility, right? So what is a patient management system? This is something that I want to talk about more. So patient management software is referred to as software that is regulated as a medical device. So now the software is not as a software, it's not considered as one of the software, it is considered as one of the hardware in the in the medical system. The software that is used to acquire medical information from a medical device to be used in the treatment or diagnosis of the patient. So this also can be used in terms of collecting the data, giving the prescription, and giving the exercises. So this everything is considered under patient management software. So it's not a simple health management software, it's a patient management software where patient is also having access to their own records, and even the doctors. So what are the benefits of this patient management system? The first is very simple: low startup cost. You can subscribe to many softwares that is available in the market, and you can set up your own practice. Second thing, there is innate convenience of e-commerce. So basically you are located anywhere, you are servicing anywhere in the globe or in India, and you can stay at home, or you can stay at somewhere in your weekend home and do the consult. And the flexibility is basically the most important part. Say for example, if currently I am doing work from home, and I have to visit somewhere, or to my native place, in brick and mortar system, basically I have to leave the practice and go, which actually impacts my clinical practice. But in this case, I can also do the consults at my native place where my practice is not hampered. The other benefits that is, you can have worldwide access, right? You have a convenience of taking the consult, and you have a self time. The majority of the therapists that they are practicing on a daily basis, they don't have a self time. They are by end of the day they are completely exhausted. They are not able to perform at their optimum level. So there are many other things that we see in our daily practice. The other benefits, you also have a brand recognition once you are at that level where you are consulting many people, and word of mouth is spreading very nicely. And as it says, like in the marketing as well, the word of mouth is always 100% business success. So once you have a word of mouth going in, you definitely have more success and brand recognition. You have a sustainable growth. So you are not sustaining to only one location. You can grow eventually from Mumbai to Maharashtra to India level and worldwide. And you have more savings basically. So basically there is no outgo. There is not more of a outgo where you don't have to pay rental. You just have to take care of the system and the internet connection, which is currently very cheap in India. It was not there around 10 years back, but now since last 5 years, it is going very well. The cons basically for patient management system is initial investment is high only if you want to have a customized made software. So if you have to have a customized made software where you have to pay to the software manufacturing company, you have to pay the yearly maintenance, you have to pay the the cloud storage devices, cloud storage system and all, there the initial investment is going to be very high, but it is not that high as in brick and mortar system. Definitely will not have office to sit, so you cannot say I'm sitting here, you can come and meet. And also it takes time to develop. It's not overall success, it's not overnight success basically, so it takes time, it is a slow process, but definitely it grows over a period of time. So what do we say is, why do we need to change? So the first thing is the cost. As I explained, the cost is very high in brick and mortar system compared to patient management system. The risk is high because you are actually increasing overhead cost. The workforce demand and the workforce, and currently everybody knows, those who are owning a clinic, getting a good staff is actually very tedious task. It's not that easy. The fourth thing is the demands. So demands basically on a yearly basis, there may be a demands from the owner of the place. You need to increase the rent. There may be increase in the electricity and the growing trends. So basically how the world is functioning, and if we are not coping up, and definitely we need to change here. So the question is, do we, continue with the same practice, or do we need to have a change? So let's see some of the worldwide practices, how the world is growing in terms of their clinical practice. So let's see the Australia first. Australia is basically considered one of the topmost country where you have a lot of physios, and education wise, clinical treatment wise, and research wise, it's growing number one. But when you see the symptoms, basically the symptom reports is 100% digitized. So every patient who comes, basically they have a tab, or they have a digitized form where they have to fill up, and that form goes directly to the concerned therapist. The health record is also 100% digitized, and the exercise prescription is 50%, 57% via apps, and the other form, few percentages like 22 or 25%, that goes via exercise chart. All this detail is available in the link provided down there, which is the Australian Council website. The next is United States of America. Now tele-rehab is also accepted for a health insurance. It was not there many years back. They have also formed American Telemedicine Association. So those people basically regulate the telemedicine, tele-rehab, where you have occupational therapist, physiotherapist, you have MD physician, you have other surgeons. Every aspect of the healthcare is regulated by American Telemedicine Association. They also have a blueprint for tele-rehabilitation guidelines for policy that you can check at the American Telemedicine Rehab Council website, association website. So next one is the United Kingdom, UK. So tele-rehabilitation is actually 50% reduction in the cost compared to the inpatient. So there are many ailments that can be solved with the tele-rehab, and a patient don't have to travel. And there is also, that I have seen personally, that adherence to exercise is very high when you are doing tele-rehab. Non-adherence rate to be as low as approximately 20%. So basically, as I said, like the adherence to the exercise is very good. There are NHS approved apps. So basically, the National Health Services have approved some apps to use in their daily practice in physiotherapy. So that is also one part. So what about India? Do we have any tele-rehab? That's a big question. So yes, so there is one Indian study that published by M. Khanna and colleagues in 2018. This is basically on neuro rehabilitation. I'm not a neuro expert, but so study was done retrospectively for the period of 2012 to 2016. So they have found out the feasibility, effective, and less resource intensive and delivering quality telemedicine care in India. They have also said that it is very good tool for rural rehabilitation, rural area rehabilitation, where there is less or no access to rehabilitation services. The second study that I say is Baira Parady, Casey, and colleagues in 2019 on tele-rehabilitation and software. Now, this was basically the review of literature. So what they have said is rehabilitation shall be effective in improving dyspnea, functional capacity, and quality of life. This is basically done on COPD and pulmonary rehab cases. The third study is done by Suresh Mani and colleague 2019. So you can see the trend basically. It is mainly done after 2010 onwards. So before that, there is no study which is published. So that is done. Okay. So Suresh Mani and colleague basically on tele-rehab and software. So study was done to check the validity and reliability of the software-based assessment via tele-rehab. So what they have found is tele-rehab-based physiotherapy assessment of cervical spine is valid and reliable tool for measuring pain intensity, active range of motion, deep neck flexor muscle endurance, sagittal neck posture, and disability. So you can see the assessment can also be taken care of by tele-rehab and the software. Right. So the question arises, why world is going to World Wide Web? Right. So www, everybody is aware of what the full form. Right. So why do we need to change from brick and mortar system to the app-based system or to more of a patient management system? So when we are seeing, remember, the brick and mortar system in India is basically decades old, where at that point of time, if I'm considering around 20 to 30 years back, the establishment was still easy. The real estate cost was even lesser compared to what it is now. So it is easier to establish, brick and mortar system at that point of time. So if you see, majority of the well-known clinics in Bombay, it is established before the year 2000 or 2010. After 2010, there is a drastic change and increase in the real estate cost. So that also one of the factor which restricts anyone to establish a clinic. But there is many questions like, what about our hands-on practice, our electrotherapy practice, and the needles? So basically, see, this is all are one of the supportive treatment for the physiotherapy. The physiotherapy assessment and treatment once is online assessment and treatment. So physical assessment and treatment cannot be replaced, right? But online consultation session can be alternative. The big thing is, yes, as you said, the study which is shown that you can also assess, treat via tele-rehabilitation. So that is very important how you need to go about. The most important question that we need to ask ourselves is, what physiotherapist should be known for? We are basically the exercise specialist. So we should be known for the exercise specialist, whether it is in neuro, cardio, pulmonary cases, or sports or ortho. This is one of the major change that we require right now, where people need to have a lot of clinical reasoning, then just practice. So let's see the trends, basically how it's going. So if you see the PubMed, so there are certain keywords that I have used, exercise versus manual therapy. So if you see the results that is showing is 276. So you can see that 276 is the result. But that is between 1992 to 2020, right? So when you're seeing that, and I'm changing the timeline from 2010 to 2020, it is still 222. So basically the majority of the research work is after the year 2010. So this is very interesting in terms of how exercises has evolved in terms of daily practice. The other thing is JOS PT, where this is also one of the well-known journal. So you can see 1160 research, that is the keyword is not showing here, but this is since 1979 when it was when JOS PT was established till to 2020. And when you change the timeline from 2010 to 2020, it is 440 articles on the exercise therapy itself in terms of improving the patient's goal. So what does it mean? So almost 40%, if you say almost 40% is in the last 10 years. So you can see the growing trends, how it's moving from hands-on practice to exercise-based practice. Again, the Journal of Physiotherapy, it's one of the well-known physiotherapy in Australia. So you can see the 51 articles that is there in Journal of Physiotherapy since inception. So basically there is no filtering done. But when it comes to the filtering, there is 51 articles. There is no research published between the year before the year 2010. So just in 2010 and 20, there is 51 results that you can find in exercise. So the question is, can we achieve goal with the online session? Well, it's uh, more important to know first, how do we subgroup the patient? What is subgrouping? Basically, we are dividing the patients in a different categories who will need face-to-face consult, who will need home visits, who will need online session. So this was the how you filter the patients. So basically, patient calls you, ask for an appointment. So basically, either you filter them for the OPD, like in your clinic, or a home session, depending on what's the severity. Once severity is done, then you can call them in OPD or home, right? So that's what's the previous model of practice. The new model of practice, basically you need to put up the online session here, where you are now categorizing the patient into and dividing the patient into three zones, whether they need OPD consults, whether they need home sessions, or whether they need online sessions. So this is going to be the new model for practice in terms of physiotherapy. So online consultation, basically the observation is a very, very important skill. In terms of observation, basically you can observe their posture, you can observe their movements, you can observe how they are moving, how they are doing the strengthening work, and how they are doing particular activity which causes them the pain. So this is what my 3D model that I use in my online practice. So observation, the clinical reason of the movement, and the clinical experience. So basically, this is the zone that we have to practice in terms of 3D modeling. Observation is like, as I said, the observation, you are seeing the posture, you're seeing the movement. Clinical reasoning, you know that this is the movement which is causing the trouble, and you need to see whether the issue is coming from bones, uh, muscles, and ligaments. And then you divide that and give a proper rehabilitation plan based on the clinical experience that you have gained over a period of years. So what is the practical applications basically in this? So practical applications, basically the patients and therapist approach. So you can have three practical applications: the online session, that is with the patient, so you do it online; weekly consultations or follow-up; or monthly consultation. This is what basically even I am doing it, all three of this. So let's see how the online session, with the patient. So exercise training is basically 45 minutes to 1 hour, where the patient is actually following you in every step and doing exercises with you. So when you do the exercise, basically we ask them, I basically ask them, okay, where you feel the muscle working. For example, we are doing a clamshells. So clamshells, basically you should feel somewhere over the glutes area. I don't ask them, I don't prompt them where you should be feeling the glutes, but I ask them, where do you feel? So that's a patient feedback that is the most important, where, okay, I'm feeling somewhere in the hamstring regions, and I change the angulation to see if I can achieve the same target zone with my exercises. So this is one way of doing it. And there are many research and evidence that suggests that even in the back pain patients, if you do simple glute activation, that also reduces your back pain, right? So this is what the area of practice that you require when you're doing the online session. Also the corrective exercises. If the patient is already doing those exercises but is not getting the effect, now how do you modify that exercises? That is also important. For example, if patient is doing simple squat and you are seeing that the knee is going ahead of toe line, he's bending more from the trunk. So basically you change and modify, either you give them wall supported squats or you give them mini squats, and slowly increase the range where they are actually achieving the greater targets and greater exercise capacity and strengthening work. So this is what the online session is important for us. And the daily different exercises, this is very important because you need to have a daily difference in the exercises, daily variation in the exercises, because otherwise the patient feels boring because it's more of online, it becomes monotonous, and also the adherence to the exercises is lost, or the communication with you and the patient is lost. So you need to, these are the three major steps that you do in online session. One is 45 45 minutes to 1 hour, corrective exercises, and daily different exercise protocol. So this is how you do it basically in front of in the online session. You can use your phone or computer. And the weekly consultation. So weekly consultation, basically it's a weekly program that you give. So basically you give the weekly program. Consultation should last for 45 minutes to 1 hour and review all the exercise that you have. So basically you review all the exercises, patterns, forms. So if there is a changes in the exercises, if there is any particular exercise that the patient is not comfortable, you change them in this online consultation. So what I do is when I give them weekly program, I'll show you how I give it. I give them the weekly program. They have to do it for a week. And with that, they also come up with the question, okay, this is what I'm not comfortable with. This is what I'm comfortable with. So I ask them to continue the exercises which they are most comfortable with. And the exercise which is not comforting for their problem, I take them in the review session. So basically, if say today is a Friday, I take the review session next Friday, and I review all the exercises. I ask them to perform in front of me when somebody is holding the camera, and I can observe the movement pattern, how they are doing, and then change and modify the exercises based on what the patterns are going on. So if at all, for example, if somebody is doing simple rotator cuff exercises and he's trying to trick movement with the shoulder, shoulder protracting and retracting. So I ask them to go against the wall and stick and just do the simple movements first. Feel the movement and then proceed with the exercises. This is what the weekly consultation comes about. Okay, so if you see the week by week basis, so basically this is the scale that I use in terms of Google form. I'll show you how I do it. So week 1, week 2, week 3, how the pain slow in the scoring of the scale slowly reduces. This is very important when you are asking patients to go on a weekly sessions. Weekly sessions, basically you are showing them progress. Okay, the pain, the difficulty, movement is improving, and over a period of time it will improve more. So this is very important if you have a proper collection of data and you also have a proper session with the patient. When it comes to monthly consultation, the consultation should last for 45 minutes. Review all the exercise patterns and form which are difficult and modify them. So monthly program is similar to weekly program, but here the monthly program goes little longer. So basically you are giving them 30 days exercises, and every day there should be some variation and changes in the exercise. It's very tedious task to do it for a physio to understand and give the exercises, but yes, it is very important for the patients to give a to have a to gain the trust on you. So this is very important when you are doing a monthly program. Give the exercise program day 1, day 2, and so on till day 30. And the review should be done over a period of either you can do it periodically on a weekly basis, or you can do it once in a month. This is very important because if some patient is traveling, or if you want to have a consultation, he is having issue, then this is very important because the patient will always approach you in terms of any aches and pains that is feeling during the travel session. So because of this monthly consultation and the weekly consultation, basically I am able to expand my area of practice from Mumbai to Calcutta, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and the other parts. So I have also started consulting for the Dubai and the Singapore. So this is what the area of practice that you will increase slowly. So you can also plot a graph basically like this and show them how was the pain before and now it is how it is now, what is the movement difficulty before and what is now. This is very important because also the patient also gain trust that okay, fine, I'm improving definitely, so I should continue with the exercises because it takes time. So simple and easy method basically. So you can use Google Forms. You can have it's free basically, right? Google Forms are free. So you can have your scales in the Google form where you can send them the link. They can select the and this Google form can be linked with the Excel sheet. They can fill up the Google form and you get the data in your Excel sheet. So you know, okay, this is the area which is most painful. This is the area which is not painful. So you know which area to focus on first and slowly move the other area. So when you are actually seeing the Google form, outcome on a weekly basis, this is how it comes. This is the graph that is comes. So that's a Google form. Simple thing. The second simplest method is the YouTube links that I sent. There are many exercises available in the YouTubes, and there are some exercises which I find very difficult for the patients to understand. So I shoot my own video and open my own channel. I have my own channel basically, but it's not commercialized basically. But yes, I upload the exercises and I send that link to the patient so that the patient understands. So this is the two method that I use, and the Excel sheet. Excel sheet is used for exercise training, where I send them the exercise name, number of sets, repetitions, and the YouTube link for them to follow. Right, so you can see the examination Google form. This is a simple shoulder scale that I use. I'll just show you from the top again. And it's very simple to make. It's not a rocket science to make any Google forms. The moment they fill up, you will get the data in your Excel sheet, and yes, you can analyze it later. The other thing, the weekly program that I give is via YouTube link, where you have exercises and the YouTube links given with the number of sets and repetitions. If it is a stretch, how many seconds to hold and how many repetitions that should be done. And if at all there is any problem in these exercises, so I ask patient to send me the video of which exercise is feeling difficult for them, and they change the exercises based on their current issue that they are facing. And this is a monthly program. Basically, as I said, it's completely day wise. So you can see the number of days. So here is a days written. If you can see day 1, 2, 3, and all the way till 30th. And if you see that every day the exercise changes are there, right? And also there is a number of repetitions, number of repetition, number of sets, and the YouTube link which is available with that. So if at all is there any issues that they find to understand the exercise, they can always go to the YouTube link. Also, there is a rest day that I have given here. And every 7th day or every 8th day, or completing 10 days of cycle, this is an exercise cycle, I ask them to fill up the Google form so that I know, okay, from 9 is a pain score. Now it has come down to 7. Now it has come down to 5. So that's how I mark their progress. And when I'm doing the review consult, I also show them the exercise. Okay, this is what, okay, in some weeks, okay, the pain has gone a little more up. So I asked them what was the reason that the pain has gone up. So the patient may say, okay, something like 4-point nailing with alternate arm and leg raise was difficult for me, and it was like tedious. Okay, fine. So because of this, the pain has gone up. So then I change these exercises in a different manner. Either I can reduce the lever arm, or I can change the exercise itself, which gives me similar result. So this is very important when you are practicing. So this is the entire 30 days program. Right, so that's a monthly thing. Also, there are certain patient management system website which is available. So you can use this website as well. So you have Fusion Sport, you have Team Builder, you have HMP, you have Conduct. These are the softwares which are available, online, and this 3 also has their app. So you can select their exercises, you can give the exercises. So basically, they get it in their app and they can perform it. In this software as well, they use the YouTube links. So it's not preloaded exercise video. They also use the YouTube links. So it is also available in terms of this software, or you can use the Excel sheet, which is worldwide known. So this is the 2 software that I'm using currently, and also I'm using the Excel sheet. So whichever patient finds it better and easy to do it, I suggest them accordingly. Right, so if you have this kind of patient management system, you can also draw a lot of good data from it. So you can have a sleep record, you can have a pain record, and you can have a mood record. And you can also show, okay, fine, so on the third day, basically the the sleep, he slept for only 2 hours, and that is a day when the pain has gone to 9, right? So this is the important data, that your sleep is also important for managing your pain. So you need to draw this and show this to the patient as well. Okay, this is how your mood and sleep will also reflect, and it's proportional to each other. So it's very important to have a good sleep to gain a better result in your pain. So this is what I do in my rehab. This is a similar Google form that I have used in the Excel sheet, and then I think I have shown you the SPADI scale in the Google form. So these are different scales, how the pre and post differences that I have seen in the patients. So this is how this is the pain level, and this is the difficulty in the moment, right? So yeah. So what is the benefit of this patient management system? So benefit is like you are practicing somewhere in South Bombay, you can have a multiple patients going all over Bombay, and you can basically consult everyone who is not able to come to your clinic because of the distance. And majority of the patients, they approach you because they have a trust. They have a good trust. Okay, this therapist will help me in my pain. This therapist will help me in my issues that I'm facing since quite a long time. And the patient is not able to come. So this is a good way of practicing for your future as well. So what is the stage wise development basically that we are seeing? So the dream basically that every physio has, you start with Mumbai. So this is basically the Andheri spot. You start with Mumbai. Slowly you want to progress to Maharashtra level. You have to consult major cities of the Maharashtra. Then you want to consult some everywhere in India where you, but the problem is you don't have investment. So this is a good way of starting your practice, where you're actually focusing on increasing the practice on pan India level or worldwide level. So what is the take home message basically that I am saying? Okay, so take home message basically that it's very important. Physio online is possible with proper schedule and carefully subgrouping the patients. Constant touch with the patient and solving should be the high priority. So problem solving basically every patient's like. So if at all they are calling for some issues that they are facing, don't ignore them. Answer the call. You can ask them to call you later as well, but do remind to call them back. Simple and effective exercises are key. Sometimes we have seen not the 5 exercises, but simple 2 exercises actually improve the patient symptoms. That is also important. Setting expectation is very important for the improvement. So if you are setting proper expectation, okay, this is the online session, I can reduce your pain from 9 to 4. Okay, less than 4, then you have to follow proper strength training, proper strength and conditioning training for improving your improving your functional capacity or improving your pain. So that expectation has to be set up properly. Good observation skills and history taking. History taking and observation skill will give you the 90% of your diagnosis in the initial consult itself. The last 10 percent will always have a problem because you don't have any special test that you're doing. And the listening skills. So listening skills are very important, and important to take notes what the patient is saying. There may be some psychosomatic issues as well that that patient can have and can create a problem and pain. So then you need to change your approach into biopsychosocial model, where you're doing functional training, you're doing some counseling session, you're doing nutritional counseling and everything, so that the entire team comes in picture. The patient feedback and subjective outcome is very important. So here you are not taking any objective, and the feedback and the subjective feedback is very important. So patient feels that okay, fine, he is finding it improvement. Yes, it is improving. If patient feels that is not feeling difference, there is no difference. Yes, there is no difference. You can change your exercises. That is very important. So what's the future that we are seeing? The future is, this is going to be new normal, so it's better to start from now. and slowly increase your practice to the different part of Bombay and Maharashtra and India. The future generation should be more self-reliant, as our Prime Minister said Atmanirbhar. So definitely we have to be self-reliant in how we are doing. Syllabus should include online consultancy and sessions. So there should be a lot of skills set for the online session in the syllabus for the bachelor's and master's degree, so that when they come out, they are not lost and they know what they are doing and how to go about. And also we should change with the world. So this is very important. The world is practicing and going in more into digitization, and we are still lacking behind because of this. And if you also see, the research and development in other countries is much higher, even though they have a less sample size. We have more sample size. The only problem we have are documents. We don't have documents. So the documents can also help us growing in terms of research and development. So this is what the future that we are looking about. I think with that, I think I'll end with my presentation. So I am on Instagram and I have my YouTube channel as well. And you can also WhatsApp me on this number if you have any doubts in terms of how to go about with the consults. Yeah, I think that's it for the day. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some questions.
Sure. We are ready to take that.
Uh, Thank you for such an informative and basically the topic is need of an hour, so very much informative. But the question is regarding when we have to assess online, how do you manage to assess a range of motion or MMT particularly when we are taking especially online consultation?
So you can hear me, right? Yeah. Okay. So basically
Yeah.
what I do is I have certain videos which is made by myself. Either I have made it with one of my friend or my father or my mother. So I have shot a video. So basically we can easily go on the Zoom call. We can go on a Zoom call. We can go on a Geo Meet, and I share the screen to how to perform that test, and I simultaneously speak what I'm gonna do, right? And what is my expectation from you, what your feedback should be for me. And that's how I plan out my entire assessment. So my entire assessment is shot by myself on myself basically. And that's how I have shot for my shoulders, what I want for the back pain, what I want my ankle, my knee. So everything is properly structured. I just have to play, go on Zoom call and share my screen. That's all. And every information that I want, everything I get. I hope I answered your question.
Yes. Great. That is really great idea, innovative rather. And one more question we have that when there are certain zones like in especially rural zone
Mhm.
where there is no access of Android phones or network. So how do we
Mhm.
manage to take online consultation?
So basically for them, basically what we are using it, as you have seen the Indian studies, they have used the tele rehab. So it's a telephonic conversation, right? So to move, to do, and certain right now basically most of the people have Android phone, which is very accessible to majority of the rural areas. But if they don't have, there is always a text message. You can always send them the certain links or certain videos. But there is also some sort of drawbacks in terms of, if you don't have Android phones, it will create an issue for your treatment plan. So the planning will not be proper because you are just talking, you're not seeing patient, you're not observing patient. As I said in my presentation, observation is a main skill that you require for your online consult.
Okay, great. Any other questions anybody has? Can ask. You can post your questions in chat box. Okay, one more
think there is.
question. One more question. How frequently the feedback is required, like to take follow-up, and how can we manage whether the patient is really doing it and able to manage doing it correctly?
Okay, so I think I have answered that in my presentation as well, but I'll answer it again. I take the feedback every weekly, right? If it is, even if it is a monthly program that I have given or a weekly program, even if it is, if the patient is doing with me one-on-one online session, right, like thrice in a week or 4 times in a week, I take the feedback every week and I track their progress note with me. So it is there in our Google sheet and we can easily track them down, how they are improving, how they are doing it. uh, Apart from this, I correct their exercises on a weekly basis. Whether it is a monthly or weekly, I correct their exercises on weekly basis. If you have seen my weekly program that I have shown in my presentation, it is a weekly program with a set of 9 exercises. So that 9 exercises they have to show via video consult, so that I change their patterns, I change their movement patterns, I change their exercises and frequency or intensity that we have, like normal basic principles of exercises, and I see how they are improving. There are certain patients who may need more frequent follow-up. There are certain patients who may need once in 2 weeks. There are certain patients who requires no follow-up at all. So everything is fine. Ultimately, what we are doing is we are improving our practice base. So today we are seeing the volume of the patient. We are not seeing the frequency of the repetitive visits. We are seeing the volume. So we are seeing like approximately 100 patients in a month, right? So if we are seeing 100 patients in a month, then definitely that every time when you're doing the consult, you have that chart coming with you, via Google form or in the Excel sheet. So you can actually graph that down and you can show it to them. That's their improvement. So it's very important for us to document their progress, because there are many patients that I have seen, I have not even seen them anytime, but they are from Calcutta and they are from Dubai and Singapore. So it's very difficult to see them, touch them, what is their muscle, muscle quality or movements, how is they are doing. But yes, whatever is possible, as I said, 90% of the things will be done properly. The 10%, yes, you require some time to develop the strength, in terms of strength and conditioning and all that different areas. I think there are other questions that's come. Which scales are you using? Okay, from Anjali. So the scales, basically you can use various scales which has good validity and reliability, and which can give you the quantify measures. Basically you can take SPADI scale for the shoulder, you can take neck disability index for the neck pain, you can take modify osseous scale for the low back pain, you can take WOMAC for the knee arthritis scale. There are many scales available online, and this all can give you the quantifying measure. So once you take that, you can put it in the simple Google form, send it to them, they'll give you the feedback. There is other question: during online session, how we will check tenderness and other things which that we do physically? Kindly answer, please. That's Vishal. That's a good question, Vishal. So I want to answer that as well. See, as I said, physical consult cannot be replaced with online consult. No, it's not possible, right? But we can have an alternative way of practicing, specifically because we have hit with the, now currently we are thinking of new normal. So when we have to have a tenderness, the patient will be able to tell you, okay, when you ask them to move certain, for example, in back pain, when you ask them to move, okay, forward flexion, you do this forward bending or backward bending, side bending, they will show you with your thumb. So basically I ask them to show their the pain, the area of pain with the thumb, right? So you can actually expose the area. You can ask them to take out the t-shirt and lower the pants, so you can see the dimples, so you know that approximately what's the level, and you can see, okay, this is the area where they are feeling the pain, whether the pain while doing this movement, whether it radiates down or it is not. Then okay, change the pattern to see if there is a nerve involvement. And there are other videos that I have shot and myself that which indicates, okay, this is a slump test. Okay, do definitely the slump test has a passive thing, but you can also, do it some activity to see if there is any nerve involvement, and you can you can give them the exercise program according to that. So this is very important. But again, I am saying, on uh, online consultation cannot be replaced. It can't be replaced with the with the physical consult. So physical consult is the best practice in the world. But yes, if there is no approachability right now currently, where everyone is scared, then this is the best way to improve your practice.
So there are a few more questions.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. How to set up online consult in website?
Sorry.
How to consult? How to set up online consult in website?
Which website? Which I showed you?
Yeah.
So that's not for the online consult. That is to prescribe the exercises. That is for the exercise prescription.
Okay.
Right. Those who are approaching you, for example, if one patient is approaching me, the patient is saying, okay, sir, I have a pain, but the pain is, you first thing you ask is, okay, sir, how much out of 10 you have pain? Okay, the pain is say 8 or 9 out of 10. Your first thing is, sir, okay, fine, this is something which is a serious injury. Then for this you will require a physical consult. Either you refer them to your colleague physio who is staying nearby, right? So that's one way of approaching. The same patient or the other patient says, okay, my pain is somewhere around 6 or 7. Okay, let's go on online consult and see if any activity improves your pain or increases your pain, right? So then you check, okay, fine, this is what the exercise will help you, and give that exercise in the software so that they can track their own record as well. Okay, I'm doing the exercise, and you will see that once they save the exercises, you will see the notification, okay, this person has done the exercises. In the back end, in their profile, you'll track the entire progress note. And if patient is having say 3 or 4 pain, which is like a little mild to moderate pain, yes, then you can change the entire exercise program to a monthly program or weekly program or on a physical consult or a home visits. So it's that subgrouping of the patient is very important. As I showed that funnel, subgrouping how you should plan out your online, where when you should think of your physical consult and when you should think of your home visits. So it's the software is basically it's for the exercise prescription. It's not for the online consult.
Next question, sir.
Yeah.
How to communicate to public about the availability of online consult service when provided by us?
That's a very good question. Basically, you have to see in the marketing. What we say is you have to market yourself in a way that, okay, you are available for this. You may have to start with some of your friends with the free consults, and start progressing from there. Or if you already have a patient base, ask them to go on online consult if they are scared to come to you, because if they improve with their exercises, definitely they'll refer more patients. So it's a word of mouth. There is no marketing skills or marketing person who is going to work for this. It's a word of mouth, completely word of mouth practice.
Yes. Next question, sir.
Yeah.
Can you share on how we can create own tele-rehab chat portal in website?
Which website? You have the same website you're saying?
Or any we can create or something like?
Yeah, we can create. I think there are many online software and online website. You can pay them and you can take their yearly subscription. Currently, I think approximately, if I'm saying, around more than 50 new websites have come up in India that gives this kind of subscription based subscription based consultation services. But there is even I think, yeah, I don't want to name any website because it will think as if I'm promoting them, but no, there are many websites. They can ask me in a personal chat. I have shared my WhatsApp number.
Okay, sir. That's it for today, actually. Questions. I think you have answered all the questions till now. So we'll end up
Okay.
this session by doing the vote of thanks. Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of IUPWC Mumbai District, I, Dr. Deepika Makwana, would like to propose the vote of thanks in the end. Thank you so much, sir, Dr. Nilesh, sir, for such an informative webinar and giving your valuable time for others. A special mention to Sanjeev Jha, sir, President of IAP India, and Dr. Ruchi Varshne, ma'am, National Head of IAP Women's Cell. I would also like to thank Dr. Pooja Kamble, ma'am. She's the zonal head. My sincere thanks to IAPWC Maharashtra State team, Dr. Suvarna Ganvir, ma'am, Dr. Snehal Patel, Dr. Uttara Mohan, Dr. Priya Karande, Dr. Nirali Sangvi for supporting us to conduct this webinar successfully. I would also like to thank IAP technical team for their valuable guidance and efforts they did to took towards completion of this webinar. I would also like to thank the participants for overwhelming response for this webinar. Last but not the least, I would like to thank my colleagues, Dr. Preeti, coordinator of Mumbai district, and Dr. Masuma, sub-coordinator, to make this webinar successful. Thank you one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
everyone. Stay safe
Thank you, sir.
and grow your
Please,
practice.
please
Thank
note,
you, sir. Thank you all.
Stay safe.
we would like to have a valuable feedbacks. The feedback form link will be shared in the chat box, requesting all the delegates to present to subscribe IAP India YouTube channel as well as the Facebook page. Thank you so
Sure.
much, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for the nice
Thank you.
session.
Thank you all.
Thank you.